Hey, it's Julie Ray Ray. Listen, let's talk about something real quick, okay? I hope y'all are doing great out there. Listen, my little bed broke, so I had to get another frame. I had to get another frame, y'all, but who gives a fuck? Bitch, this is real life out here. At the end of the day, nobody's rich, and the people that claim that they're rich, they're fucking lying. Even $1 million corporations are shutting down restaurants, stores, establishments all the way around the country. Okay. So let's just stop with the we're rich because nobody is rich out here. All right. And also, what I wanted to speak on today was social media moms and how everybody expects everything to be perfect in a person's household and marriage and kid situation and stuff like that. Okay. And how everybody is so judgmental. People are really judgmental these days. But I mean, you have to expect criticism if you're going to put your entire life and your personal dirty laundry and business on the internet. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, what do people expect? I mean, I know sometimes it can get a little brutal, like when people are really going in on you and, expecting you to be this perfect person. But people need to realize that nothing is perfect. No one's perfect. Everything happens for a reason. You know what I mean? Things happen. Inflation is very high outside. Um, Things are high as shit. Rent is really high. With these social media moms just thinking that one source of income is gonna do it, it's not. Thinking that a YouTube check is gonna last forever, it's not. I mean, I haven't gotten there. I mean, I got monetized on Facebook or whatever, but like that check, I had a good amount of views, but it still wasn't enough to base my whole bills and living situation when I was paying for rent off of that income. Like, be for real. You know what I mean? I mean, people are expecting people to live in this fantasy world and in this fantasy life, and things just don't work like that. Like, that's not being realistic. See, a person like me, I believe in being realistic. You know what I mean? I keep it real. A lot of people can't do that. A lot of people get on the internet faking, being phony. You know what I'm saying? Like, females get on this thing and uh like they're trying to say that they're married and all this and the third. Okay, it's nothing wrong with being married or whatever, right? Let me sit up so we can talk about this, y'all. Okay. It's nothing wrong with being married. And guess what? A lot of times out here, at the end of the day, nobody, like I keep saying, nobody is perfect and nobody is rich out here. You know what I'm saying? So when these people jump on here and they're like, oh, um, why your husband don't do this, or why he ain't did this, or why your kids don't got this. Let's be for real. A lot of people don't have a lot of things these days. Some people don't even have. If you think about it, while people are out there judging others and like what their kids have, like, oh, how do you have a big rock on and um your kids don't have this, or you're homeless, or whatever the case may be. Like, do people pay attention to really what they're saying and really what they're doing? I don't think that they do. I don't think that they do. You know what I'm saying? Because some things that people do, it does look crazy. It looks weird. It looks overly did. It looks phony. It looks fake. You know what I'm saying? Especially when people be outside faking these lifestyles, saying that they're this, they're that, and then they can't live up to the performance. Stop trying to stop telling lies. God wanted me to tell somebody to stop telling lies. God also wanted me to tell somebody to, for one, stop telling lies, and then stop thinking that things are supposed to be perfect. And also, two, stop overly helping people that don't really deserve your help, and pay attention to your kids first before you pay attention to a man, a job, a living situation, you going to that fast food restaurant, you deciding what kind of car you're going to drive, deciding where you're going to live at. You need to pay attention to your kids first. Like, for real, for real. Pay attention to if they have the proper things that they need first. Pay it because I went through this. I went from living a decent, pretty life to me, having nice, decent foreign cars, living in nice areas and stuff like that. But guess what? I felt like at that time I wasn't paying all the attention to my children that they needed because I was so busy outside trying to keep up with the Joneses and keeping up with what I needed to, what I'm saying, keeping up with going to work, making sure that that car note was paid and that car insurance was paid and the rent was paid, making sure and I just suffered a burnout. I went through a hard time. I went through a burnout. You know what I mean? And it's nothing to be ashamed about. Like, don't ever get ashamed for going outside and putting that work in and, you know what I'm saying, making things happen and stuff like that. And don't ever be ashamed about that. But at the same time, yeah, no one wants to live all the way low life. But at the same time, nobody is rich. So you have to find that balance. You know what I'm saying? You have a 9 times out of 10 with the economy and the rate, that a normal single mom would make $18 to $20, 24, 21, $22 an hour at the max, most of the time with no degree and things like that. Having a car payment, really, if you're paying full rent, you don't really need no car payment in my eyes. If you're paying like $1,200 of rent by yourself, unless you seriously have to jump on the highway and commute like far distances and things like that, I don't think that people should go out here paying $500 car payment, another $3 at least for car insurance. I don't think that people need to do that. That's not making smart financial decisions. Like, for real, be for real. And just because the bank tells you that you could get something doesn't mean that you've got to go get it. And then also too, nobody wants to be completely low life, but with my generation and women, I just want to help somebody break the cycle of always having to go through poverty. You know what I mean? And I can only tell you about my mistakes and the things that I noticed with me, growing in age and me having children and things like that. So another thing that I noticed too is don't sign up for more than you can handle. You know what I mean? Like, don't sign up for an assignment that you're not ready for. You get what I'm saying? Like, don't overly commit to things that you wouldn't be able to keep up. Like, don't go outside and keep having all these children by these men that swear that they love you and they barely want to buy you a burger. So if they barely want to buy you a burger, what makes you think they're going to buy you a burger and 3 or 4 more kids that they don't have by you? Plus, that's not, most of the time, that's not going to happen, okay? Like, think smart, think realistic, be real with yourself. If he's barely wanting to buy you a burger, he's not going to want to sit there and buy a whole bunch of other kids a burger. Now, in the end, I'm talking about, what if you have outside kids that are not his kids? Like, be for real. Stop playing with yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you know that he's been at his mom's house and he doesn't even want to help his mom pay no bills, what makes you think that he's going to go over there and pay your bills? And that's his mama. That's his mama, that he's been around this woman his whole life. She gave him life. So if he don't want to help her, ding, 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 what makes you think that he's going to help your ass? He's absolutely not going to help you, man. Stop playing with yourself. Let's be real. All right. Also, if you see that he's walking around with busted ass tennis shoes on and being dusty and dirty, what makes you think that he's going to go to the mall and buy your baby some shoes? Let's be real. I mean, to the young girls out here, please keep y'all's legs closed until you're serious about going to work every day, maintaining employment, maintaining paying bills and rent, and buying groceries and being sufficient for yourself. Because if you can't be sufficient for yourself, you definitely can't be sufficient for anyone else. And I think that with me being a single mom and having these kids, I was always looking for love because I never really received love at home. Not the way that I felt like I was supposed to. So I always went to the streets searching for love. You know what I mean? Wanting a man to love me, wanting people to love me, wanting to be accepted. Just know that you are accepted by you. You love you. You take care of you. First, focus on your education, your hygiene, keeping yourself up with your hair, your nails, your wardrobe, staying clean, keeping your things clean. Because if you know that you're able to do it for yourself first and you do a good job at it, then that's how you know that you'll be sufficient enough to have a baby and have a family. You know what I'm saying? And if you know that you're selfish and you don't like to share small, minor things, please do not have kids because guess what? Kids come first. You know what I'm saying? Kids come be first. Like me, I suffer such of a burnout with always providing things, paying rent, paying bills, to the point where one day I just mentally had a mental, like my last baby, her dad went to jail, and I really had a mental breakdown. Like I had a mental breakdown. I had my family; they didn't help me, and that's okay because guess what? Nobody's obligated to help you out here. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Let's be real. You know, when you step outside that door, you have to go hard for yourself. You have to go hard for you. And then after you go hard for you, you have to go hard for your children. Then after your children comes a man in my eyes because your children come before anything. Like I said, they come before the job, they come before you eating, they come before your job, they come before you going out here. Don't go out here and getting all these things when your kids are lacking thereof. You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense. Be very careful about what you do. Be very smart with your decisions. Always continue and want to prevail in your education and things like that. Yeah, so like I said, make sure that you have you straight first. If your mental is getting off balance, go check in. Go check into the doctor. To go to the emergency room if you have to. I mean, I used to do that a lot of days. Like I just felt overwhelmed and felt like I couldn't breathe and like I was having panic attacks and stuff like that. And I would definitely go to the ER and be like, look, I don't feel right. Not like I want to harm myself or my kids or anything like that, but it's just the fact like I just don't feel right. Like I feel overly overwhelmed. I feel stressed out. I have anxiety. The depression is kicking in. And they would write me a little small, prescription for meds until I got to the doctor. It's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with going in to see a counselor, talking with them. And then as you're talking with them, talk with God. You know what I mean? Get back with your get a connection with God. Write it down in your journal. Talk with him. Anything that you're having issues with, you don't always have to run the social media with it. You know what I mean? Social media, from what I'm seeing, and it's to the point where after I start really like digging in on the mommy sector of YouTube, it's horrible. It's horrible. Reactors, especially the women reactors, and especially the black women reactors as well. They're just brutal. It's sad. It's sickening. I don't know if they suffer from some type of anxiety, depression, loneliness, childhood trauma of bullying, always being critical, criticizing others. It's very sad. I just was always taught that don't talk about with someone if you're not able to help them. You know what I mean? Don't talk about a person's living situation if you're not available to go out there and say, hey, girl, I know, I don't mean to get in your business or whatever, and I know you're going through a hard time or whatever, but my cousin, she got her apartment over here, or hey, girl, I know you're going through a hard time with some food. I brought you a couple packs of meat over here. And then after you do what you do for someone, excuse me, you don't have to go out there and tell the world, girl, I went over there and gave that be a couple packs of meat. She over there, she don't really got it like that, and them kids in there running around acting all crazy. You don't have to go tell the world their business. But then again, at the same time, if a woman is sitting up here telling her business, what does she expect and how does she expect? Because what does she expect? I mean, this is how the world is set up these days. People talk crap about people, and it's in the black community a lot as well. That's why Black people are not able to prosper. If you really sit and you really read and you really get your Bible, the Bible will tell you this is why um, African American, well, I really want to say African Americans, because the Bible is just a whole other topic. I'm not even going to get on that with that right now. But what I'm saying is, us as a Black people as a whole, we just need to do better. And I do believe that that's the reason why a lot of Black people can't prosper and succeed, because for one, they're telling their business. For two, they're trying to keep up with the Joneses. Let's be real. Yeah, it's nothing wrong with wanting nice things. Uh, it's nothing wrong with that. But make sure that when you do get those nice things, you guys, you take care of it. Trust me, from my experience, I've been there, done that. Make sure that you take care of it. Make sure that you're keeping up with things. You know what I mean? Because life happens and it's real life. You know what I mean? Things happen. Your boyfriend's gonna leave you. Your man could leave you. Your kids are bad, or could be bad, or misbehaving in school, or going through health issues, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? You're a woman. Your mental issues. It's a lot to deal with trying to keep yourself up, trying to keep kids up, trying to maintain bills, try to maintain a relationship with a marriage or a relationship, because everybody has their personal needs. Let's be real. You know what I mean? Everybody has personal needs. It's just all in human nature. You know what I mean? But people are going to talk shit about people. That's just what people do. You know what I mean? It's not going to stop. You know what I mean? But if you're really going through a hard time, you need to sit back, because I had to do this. I had to sit back. I had to have a lot of talks with God every day, all day, and ask him, what am I doing wrong? Can you guide me in the right path? Let me see what I'm doing wrong so that I'm able to prosper and, be abundant and live up under your way. Guide me to where I'm able to do all the right things and not the wrong things. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just have to have that talk with God and sit down with yourself and just think about it. What am I not doing right by my kids? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, am I doing too much of this? Am I spending too much time at work and not with them? You know what I mean? Am I taking care of their hygiene right? Or am I taking care of my family and my household? Are my kids being fed properly? Are they eating nutritional meals? You know what I mean? Like, am I taking care of myself? Am I going to the doctor? Am I going to the dentist? Am I making sure that my appearance is up when I go outside? You know what I'm saying? Or am I sitting over here overly concerned with what this man that said he loved me doing? Because a lot of times these women that don't be paying attention to these kids, they be paying attention to something else. It's either drugs or a man, or they could be a narcissist and worried about themselves. But most of the time, it be a man. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. Most of the time it be a man. You so worried about what this man doing, you can't get to work on time. You so worried about this man and his phone, you can't even concentrate on your phone and your kids. You can't even damn eat because you over there so concerned with what this man is doing. You want to know the solution to that? You want to know the solution to what to do when you feel like a man, you don't have a man up under your strings, or a man is not complying with you or doing what you want him to do? Ignore him. Mm-hmm. Ignore him. And if he's really the one for you, he will see that you're ignoring him and focusing on you and your kids. That he'll wonder, why is she not paying attention to me anymore? Why is she not up my behind anymore? Why is she not overly pressed with my phone? Men like women that are jealous and what's the word I'm looking for? They like when women are jealous over them and overly, like, head over heels for them. They like when women have like men have egos. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about a man likes for women to stroke their ego. You know what I'm saying? So don't do that. Don't stroke his ego. Stroke yourself's ego. Stroke your own ego. Always concentrate on your hair, your nails, your health and your well-being, and your car. Go clean out your car. You know what I'm saying? Go clean up your house. Go sweep the floor. Go organize your clothes. You know what I'm saying? Go organize some kids' clothes. Make sure that they look good and then make sure they smelling good. When you spray you somebody spray, you spray your daughter on somebody's spray. When you put on some lip gloss, you put your babies on some lip gloss. You hear me? Stop worried about what that man is over there doing. That man is over there with them funky ass feet 9 times out of 10. Over there with a dirty dingaling 9 times out of 10. That passing BVs and diseases 9 times out of 10. Because guess what? If he's having sex with you and one other person, I guarantee 9 times out of 10, somebody's cootie stank. Let that be known. And I bet you his thing stank too. Okay? Stop worried about what those men are over there doing. This message is for somebody. Stop worried about what that man is doing. Stop going through that phone that's tearing your nerves up, stressing you out. You can't breathe and you can't sleep at night. Over there stressed out thinking about what that man doing with his phone. Girl, bye. When he is in his phone texting, you get in your phone and be texting looking for better jobs, better houses. Because guess what? You can always better yourself. Better side incomes, better beauty tips. Oh, how do I apply my lashes? How do I do my makeup? How do I lose some weight? How can I go on a diet plan? Let's look up some meal plans for me and my kids for the week. Let's look at some fun, inexpensive activities that me and my kids can do. Stop worried about what that man is doing, especially if that man is not outside trying to go the extra mile for you. Okay? Did you understand that? Very good. Now, just stop worried about what those men are doing overall in general. You know what I'm saying? And now it's Julie Ray Ray. I'm about to jump off of here because I've been on here long enough. And I just hope that some mom out there was able to get this message. And God bless you guys. Stay positive. Stay up. Don't pay attention to the haters. Always try to better yourself in a day's time and do the best you can. And don't overwork yourself. And don't always be trying to keep up with the Joneses.